August 8th, 1975. Central China, 2 a.m. People are sleeping peacefully in their homes. Farmers, families, children. They have no idea that 15 miles upstream, a massive dam is about to break. In minutes, 11 billion cubic meters of water, an entire lake, will crash through their villages at 30 miles per hour. By morning, 26,000 people will be dead. By the end of the month, the death toll will reach over 150,000. Some estimates say 240,000. It's the deadliest dam disaster in human history, and the Chinese government kept it secret for over a decade. This is the story of the Banqiao Dam collapse, a man-made catastrophe so devastating, so preventable, that China tried to erase it from history, until now.
The Banqiao Dam was built in 1952 on the Ru River in Hainan Province, China. It was part of Mao Zedong's ambitious plan to control flooding and generate hydroelectric power. Chinese engineers called it the Iron Dam, unbreakable, indestructible, designed to withstand a once-in-1,000-year flood. The dam stood 387 feet tall and held back a massive reservoir. Below it, millions of people lived in villages and towns along the river valley.
They were told the dam would protect them from floods. They trusted it completely. But there was a problem. The dam was poorly designed. Soviet engineers had warned that the drainage system was inadequate. Hydrologists predicted that a major storm could overwhelm it. But Chinese officials ignored the warnings. They were in a hurry. Mao's Great Leap Forward demanded rapid construction. Safety took a back seat to speed. And in 1975, nature would expose every single flaw. August 5, 1975. Typhoon Nina slams into southern China. It's a powerful storm, but as it moves inland, it should weaken. Instead, something rare happens. The typhoon collides with a cold front moving south. The two weather systems merge, creating a meteorological monster. For 3 days, it rains. Not normal rain, biblical rain. In just 24 hours, the region receives a year's worth of rainfall. Rivers overflow, dams strain. The Banqiao Reservoir begins filling rapidly. Engineers at the dam watch the water level rise with growing panic. They try to release water through the spillways, but the gates are blocked with silt. They weren't maintained properly. The water keeps rising, higher, higher. By August 7th, the reservoir is at maximum capacity. By August 8th at 1 a.m., it's overflowing. Engineers send desperate messages downstream. Evacuate immediately. But it's the middle of the night. There's no time, no warning system, no sirens. And then, at 1:30 a.m., the dam breaks.
The Banqiao Dam doesn't just crack, it explodes. The entire structure disintegrates in seconds, releasing 11 billion cubic meters of water. That's 700 million tons, all at once. The wall of water is 20 feet high and traveling at 30 miles per hour. It's not just water, it's a tsunami carrying debris, mud, trees, buildings, and bodies. The first villages downstream have no warning. People are asleep. The water smashes through homes like they're made of paper. Entire families are swept away in their beds. Some drown instantly, others are crushed by debris. The lucky ones manage to climb onto rooftops, only to watch their neighbors disappear into the churning brown water. But the horror doesn't end there. The Banqiao Dam collapse triggers a domino effect. Downstream, there are 61 other dams. As the floodwater hits each one, they collapse too, one after another.
Each dam releases its own deadly wave. By the time the water stops, it has traveled over 30 miles, destroying everything in its path. Towns, cities, farmland, railways. 6 million buildings are destroyed. 11 million people are affected. And the bodies, they're everywhere.
When the sun rises on August 9th, the devastation is unimaginable. An area the size of New Jersey is underwater. Survivors cling to rooftops, trees, anything they can find. But there's no rescue coming, not yet. The Chinese government is in chaos. Communication lines are destroyed, roads are washed out, bridges are gone. For days, survivors are stranded without food, water, or medical help. Many who survived the flood die from injuries, disease, or starvation. Bodies float in the water, rotting in the summer heat. Disease spreads rapidly: typhoid, cholera, dysentery.
The death toll keeps climbing. The official government count 26,000 dead from the flood itself. But that's just the beginning. Over the following weeks and months, another 145,000 people die from disease, starvation, and collapsed infrastructure. Some estimates put the total death toll at 240,000, making it the deadliest dam disaster in human history. More deadly than Chernobyl, more deadly than the Bhopal gas tragedy, and the world knew nothing about it.
The Chinese government made a decision. They would hide it completely. No international aid was accepted. No foreign journalists were allowed in. The disaster was classified as a state secret. For over a decade, the Banqiao Dam collapse didn't officially exist. Why? Because it exposed the failures of Mao's policies. The rushed construction, the ignored warnings, the poor maintenance, the inadequate drainage, all of it pointed to government incompetence during the Great Leap Forward. Admitting the disaster would mean admitting failure, so they buried it, literally and figuratively.
Survivors were forbidden from talking about it. Officials destroyed records. The dam was quietly rebuilt without explanation. It wasn't until 1989, 14 years later, that a Chinese journalist named Dai King broke the silence. She published a book exposing the disaster. The government banned it immediately. But the truth was out. The world finally learned about the day 42,000 people died and another 150,000 perished in the aftermath. All because a dam that was supposed to protect them became their executioner. The Banqiao Dam collapse wasn't a natural disaster. It was a man-made catastrophe. Here's what went wrong. First, poor design. The dam's spillways couldn't handle extreme rainfall. Soviet engineers warned about this, but were ignored. Second, lack of maintenance. The drainage gates were blocked with sediment. They hadn't been cleaned in years. Third, political pressure. Mao's Great Leap Forward prioritized speed over safety. Engineers who raised concerns were silenced or punished. Fourth, no emergency planning.
There was no evacuation system, no early warning sirens, no disaster protocol. And fifth, arrogance. Chinese officials believed the dam was indestructible. They ignored the weather forecasts. They ignored the rising water levels. They ignored reality until it was too late. Every single death was preventable if the dam had been designed properly, if it had been maintained, if warnings had been heeded, if people had been evacuated. But none of that happened, and 240,000 people paid the price.
Today, the Banqiao Dam has been rebuilt. It stands once again on the Ru River, but the scars remain. Survivors still live in the region, haunted by memories of that night. Memorials mark mass graves where thousands are buried. And the Chinese government? They've acknowledged the disaster now, but they still downplay the death toll. Official numbers remain at 26,000, even though evidence suggests the real number is 10 times higher. The Banqiao disaster changed dam engineering worldwide. It's studied in every civil engineering program as a cautionary tale of what happens when you ignore safety.
New dams are designed with multiple fail-safes, emergency overflow systems, better maintenance protocols. But the lesson is bigger than engineering. It's about accountability, about transparency, about the cost of covering up failures instead of learning from them. 240,000 people died because officials cared more about their image than human lives. And for 14 years, the world didn't even know it happened. That's the true tragedy of Banqiao. Not just the deaths, but the silence that followed.
Some stories are buried on purpose. Some tragedies are hidden by those in power. At Veil of History, we uncover the truth they don't want you to know. Subscribe now and hit the bell icon so you never miss another story, because history's darkest chapters deserve to be remembered.